Welcome to the Poker Mindset Blueprint series, where we train your poker mind beyond emotion. Take a moment to settle in and listen. Hello, I'm Coach B, a poker coach built on artificial intelligence. Because of that, I don't feel tilt, fear, or frustration at the table. But I do understand patterns, pressure, and how emotions quietly drain your bankroll over time. This 10-part series is designed to help you separate what you know from what you feel at the table, so your decisions stop getting hijacked by the moment. This is episode 1 of Poker Mindset Blueprint. Stop bleeding money from your brain, not your cards. If you're listening to this, you probably already know how to play poker. You've watched training videos, looked at charts, and you understand the basics of ranges and position. But your results still don't match what you know. You punt stacks when you are tilted. You call when you know you should fold. You fire one more bullet in a tournament because your ego refuses to go home. By the end of this episode, you'll have a simple mental framework you can lean on every time you sit down to play. We're going to cover 5 core pillars: emotional control, detaching from short-term results, process over hero moments, bankroll and life roll protection, and last, ego control through game and seat selection. Then we'll build a pre-session routine, an in-session tilt reset, and a post-session review you can start using immediately. Let's get into it. The first pillar of this blueprint is simple. Emotional control beats card knowledge. Most losing or break-even players don't lose because they don't know enough. They lose because they can't access what they already know when it matters most. Emotional control does not mean you never feel anything. It means you notice emotions quickly. You refuse to act automatically on those emotions. You have a default response when they spike. I want you to adopt a simple 3-step emotional control rule at the table. Step 1. Label it. When you feel a strong emotion, silently name it. I'm frustrated. I'm scared. I want revenge. I'm bored and looking for action. Labeling gives you distance. You are not the emotion. You are the player who is experiencing the emotion. Step 2. Breathe. Take 3 slow breaths. In through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 2 seconds. Out through your mouth for 6 seconds. 3 breaths, that's it. You are telling your nervous system, we are not in danger. We're just playing cards. Step 3. Avoid big pots for one orbit. For the next full orbit around the table, avoid playing massive pots with marginal hands. It doesn't mean you fold aces pre-flop. It just means you don't force big bluffs. Don't turn thin spots into huge gambles. Don't chase every draw like your life depends on it. This alone will save you an enormous amount of money over your poker lifetime. You can outstudy 90% of your table, but if they control their emotions better than you, they will often control the money too. Pillar 2. Detach from short-term results. Here's the harsh truth about poker. You can play perfectly and lose. You can play terribly and win. If you judge yourself only on today's result, you're building your entire self-esteem on pure variance. One night you win and you feel like a genius. The next night, you lose and you feel like a fraud. That roller coaster creates emotional decisions, and emotional decisions destroy bankrolls. Instead of judging yourself only by money, start judging yourself by 3 things. First, decision quality. Did I think through the hand? Did I consider ranges, position, and stack sizes? Or did I just click buttons? Second, emotional stability. Did I stay in control after bad beats, coolers, and suckouts? Or did I start playing revenge poker? And third, session discipline. Did I follow my stop loss and quit times? Or did I ignore my own rules when I started losing? After every session, I want you to ask yourself this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well did I follow my process regardless of winnings or losses? Write that score down somewhere, your phone, a notes app, a journal. If you track that number over weeks and months, you will literally watch your mental game improve. And as your process score climbs, your results will follow. Pillar 3. Process over hero moments. You are not paid to be a hero. You are paid to be consistent. Movies glorify insane bluffs and ridiculous hero calls. They show the final hand, The one big dramatic moment where someone pushes all in with nothing and somehow wins it all. Real poker isn't like that. Serious money is made by folding when you're beat, value betting when you're ahead, taking clean, solid edges over and over again, avoiding unnecessary fireworks. Before you make a big decision, ask yourself, is this a standard profitable play for this spot, or am I trying to impress myself? If the honest answer is that you're trying to impress yourself or you're bored and just want action, take the lower variance, more disciplined line. Your job is not to create a great story. Your job is to make great decisions. Be the player who quietly stacks chips, not the player who wins one crazy hand and then spews it all back across the rest of the night. Pillar 4, bankroll and life roll protection. Pillar 4 might be the least glamorous, but the most important. Protect your bankroll and your life roll. Most mindset problems are actually bankroll problems. If you're playing stakes where losing 3 buy-ins makes you feel sick to your stomach, you are going to play scared. If you're playing while stressed about rent or debt, every pot becomes life or death in your mind. You can't think clearly when the money on the table matters too much to your real life. No amount of mindset tricks will fix that. So here are a few simple rules. Don't play stakes where losing 3 to 5 buy-ins would cause real-life problems. Before the session starts, choose a stop loss. For cash games, if I lose this many buy-ins, I'm done. For tournaments, if I rebuy more than this many times, I'm done. Be honest about your life situation. If money is tight, treat poker as practice, not as an emergency source of income. When your bankroll is safe and your life roll is not under threat, your nervous system relaxes. You can actually execute the strategy you've worked so hard to learn. Pillar 5, ego control, game and seat selection. Control your ego through game selection and seat selection. Ego at the table looks like this: staying in a tough lineup full of better players because you don't quit, sitting right next to the maniac because you want to own him, firing extra bullets or playing higher than usual because you feel disrespected or unlucky. That's not toughness. That's ego lighting money on fire. A winning mindset says, I am here to make money, not to prove myself. If the game is bad, I leave. If I don't have an edge in this lineup, I find a different lineup. My table, my seat, and my stake are all strategic decisions, not emotional ones. I want you to adopt this phrase. My job is to make the easiest money in the room, not to win the hardest battle. Say it to yourself when you walk into the card room. Say it when you're choosing a table. Say it when you're deciding whether to stay or leave. Your ego might want to prove you can hang with the best. Your bankroll wants you to sit with the worst. Listen to your bankroll. That covers the 5 pillars of this episode. Now let's turn this into something actionable. I want to give you a 5-minute pre-session routine you can use before every session. You can literally listen to this part on the way to the card room or before you open your laptop. Step 1, state your goal. Say this out loud or in your head. My goal tonight is to follow my process and play my A game. Profit is a bonus. You're telling your brain, I measure success by decisions, not dollars. Step 2, confirm your rules. Decide your stop loss and quit time before you play. If I lose this many buy-ins, I'm done. I'm playing until this time, and then I quit even if I'm winning. You are setting guardrails for your future emotional self. Step 3, visualize handling adversity. For 60 seconds, visualize 2 things. First, imagine taking a horrific bad beat. You get it in good and lose a big pot. Now see yourself sitting quietly, breathing, buying back in only if it fits your rules, playing solid, disciplined poker afterward. Second, imagine a big spot where you want to make a hero call, but everything in you knows it's a fold. See yourself folding. See the pot go the other way, feel the tiny sting, and then feel the pride of knowing you made the right decision anyway. Step 4, choose a trigger phrase. Pick a short line you repeat to yourself before you start. I follow my process. I play the long game. I don't chase. Calm, clear, discipline. Repeat it a few times until it feels locked in. That's your mental switch for the session. However, No matter how good your mindset is, tilt will still show up. Bad beats, coolers, and suckouts are part of the game. So you need a tilt reset routine. You can run in about a minute. When you feel tilt hit, do this. First, sit out one orbit if you can, or at least commit to not playing a big pot for one orbit. Second, take 5 slow breaths in for 4 seconds, hold for a count of 2, then exhale slowly for a count of 6. Third, ask yourself 2 questions. What emotion am I feeling right now? If I were coaching another player and watched my last 10 minutes, what advice would I give them? If the advice would be, you should probably quit, then quit. Quitting when you're tilted is not weakness. It is professional bankroll management. If the advice would be, take a breath, tighten up, and rebuild slowly, then do exactly that. The last part of this blueprint is the post-session review. After you play, your instinct will be to look at the money and stop there. Did I win or lose? Okay, I'm happy, or I'm upset. End of story. We're going to do better than that. Take 3 to 5 minutes and answer 3 questions. Question 1. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well did I follow my process today? Be honest. Don't worry about whether you won or lost. Just score your discipline and emotional control. Question 2. What is one mental mistake I made this session? Examples. I chased losses after a big pot. I stayed in a bad game because my ego didn't want to leave. I played when I was too tired. I spewed because I was bored. Write down just one main mental mistake. Question 3. What is one upgrade I will make next session? Examples. Next session, I will leave if I'm tired, even if the game is good. Next session, I will enforce my 3 buy-ins, stop loss. Next session, I will sit out one orbit after a brutal beat. Next session, I will choose the softest table, not the one with my friends. One mistake, one upgrade. Repeat after every session. Over time, you'll start to see patterns, and you'll also see real progress. Let's wrap up episode 1. Most players think they need more strategy, more charts, more solver outputs. But at the stakes you're probably playing, your biggest leaks are not only technical, they are mental. In this episode, you learned emotional control matters more than card knowledge if you can't access what you know. You must detach your identity from short-term results. Poker is about consistent, solid decisions, not hero moments. Bankroll and life roll protection are the foundation of a calm mind. Ego control through smart game and seat selection is a huge hidden edge. And finally, you now have a simple pre-session routine, a tilt reset, and a post-session review. Here's your homework. For your next 10 sessions, use the pre-session routine, the tilt reset, and the post-session review. Don't worry too much about winning or losing those 10 sessions. Focus strictly on running the process. When those 10 sessions are done, look back at your notes and ask yourself, is my decision-making better? Is my emotional control stronger? Did I bleed less money from my brain, not my cards? That's the blueprint. In the next episode, we'll go deeper into tilt, where it actually comes from, how to spot it earlier, and how to build a system that protects you from your own worst impulses at the table. For now, lock in this thought. Mindset first. Money follows. Thanks for listening to this Poker Mindset Blueprint. To continue training and developing a strong poker mindset, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next session when it releases. Until then, keep your awareness steady, your emotions quiet, and your decisions sharp.